It wasn't the demons that destroyed me. It was the ones who called themselves my family. The lights had never been brighter, the cheers had never been louder, and Rumi had never felt more alone. It was the night of the Idol Awards, where silver microphones were handed like blessings and beauty masked the underworld's silent war. Dressed in crimson silk, Rumi stood with her sisters in huntrix, Mira on her left, Zoe on her right, their faces camera perfect, their smiles plastic strong. But something in the air was wrong. Not in the way the trained sense demons, no flickering shadows or blood smoke. This was colder, cruel, calculated, personal. When Huntrix was called on stage, the crowd erupted, a celebration of power, of girlhood turned goddess. But it wasn't applause that followed Rumi onto the stage. It was a trap. Mid-performance, while their hit track echoed, something changed. Mira stepped closer, too close, her eyes vacant. Zoe's hands reached out, not in choreography, but force. They grabbed her, and they tore her dress from her shoulder. The audience gasped because etched across Rumi's back, glowing through skin like cursed starlight, were the sigils, intricate, terrifying. Proof not of possession, but of origin. She wasn't just touched by darkness, she was born of it. The crowd screamed, security hesitated, and Mira whispered coldly, "You lied to us." Rumi backed away, heart pounding, throat dry. "No, I didn't ask for this. I fought it every day." But they didn't listen. Not her sisters, not the world, not even herself. Because as the voices in her head began to roar, she could feel it, the demon's pulse rising. She ran, out of the arena into neon-lit alleys, lungs burning, tears cutting through makeup. The city's billboards played her smiling face, Huntrix, saviors of youth, slayers of darkness. But now she was the enemy, and the worst part, somewhere deep inside, it felt like relief. No more pretending, no more hiding the nightmares, no more swallowing the beast. She followed the sound of music, strange, haunting, ritualistic. It led her to the Saja boys. They were mid-concert in a shadowed underground club, their dance synchronized like a military spell, their fans already spellbound. Rumi stumbled into the crowd, breath ragged, her soul split. The demon inside was rising, its whispers turning to screams. Still, she tried. She got on stage beside them and sang. Not to join, but to save. "Let my voice silence the dark," she whispered to herself. But the voices were too loud, and just like that, she was gone. The demon inside her took over. Her skin cracked with gold and black. Her eyes turned to coal. Her voice bent into something inhuman. And beside the Saja boys, she didn't fight them. She joined them. But not all Saja boys were corrupted. Uni had always watched Rumi with quiet awe. He knew there was something between them, feeling that were too much precious. But right now, seeing her in this state made him regret all his decision. This wasn't his Rumi. No, this was someone else. He stepped forward. "Rumi, look at me. You're still in there." For a second, her hand trembled, but the demon laughed with her mouth and pushed him back with a single scream. "She left. You were too late." Uni hit the wall, blood blooming across his temple, and the crowd, hypnotized, clapped. Then came Mira and Zoe, blood still fresh from the betrayal at the awards, but regret burned now in their eyes. "We're sorry," Mira choked, blade shaking in her grip. "We were wrong. Please come back." But it was too late. The demon had rooted itself fully, and Rumi, its perfect vessel, attacked. The battle shook the floor. Each hit came with memories, trainee days, midnight ramen, pinky promises in broken dorms. But now pain was language, and tears were spells. At last, Rumi fell to her knees, breathing heavy, smiling softly. And then, "You'll have to kill me," she said. "It's the only way." As the sky cracked and thunder roared overhead, Rumi whispered the truth they were never meant to know. Her mother had once loved a demon king, not by force, but by choice. In the war between light and dark, love had bloomed. And when Rumi was born, she carried more than love. She carried a piece of him. As long as she lived, he would live too. The Saja boys' chants were building. The demon king's soul, fed through 1,000 concerts, was nearly full. "If I die," Rumi said, eyes glistening, "he dies too. This ends with me." Mira wept. Zoe screamed, but Rumi's hands wrapped around the blade Mira had dropped, and she smiled. "It's okay. Just remember me as your sister, not your curse." She drove the blade into her chest, and the world fell silent. The Saja boys collapsed, their powers severed. The sky cleared, the screaming stopped. For the first time in years, the demons were gone. The next morning, Huntrix disbanded. The headlines lied. Idol burnout. Tragic mental health crisis. No comment from the agency. But Mira and Zoe knew the truth. And every year, they gather quietly in the alley outside that cursed club. No lights, no fans. Just a single speaker, playing her final song. And somewhere in the quiet between notes, they can still hear her voice. "I wasn't made to destroy the world, but I was born to save it, even if it meant destroying myself."
I wore your smile like armor, held your name close in the fight, but I let the silence grow when I should have stood by your side. You begged for someone to see you, but we just turned off the stage light. Now the echoes of your laughter are the only thing that feels right. Was it fate? Was it fear that made us disappear? Now I give the world to pull you near. Let me be the last light that touches your skin tonight. If this is where it ends, 지금이 이대로 you were never the darkness, you were fire in the skies. So let me be your last light before you close your eyes.
I saw the cracks before the quake. You held the storm for our sake. They judged too fast, left you behind. But you wore your scars like armor divine. You were the curse, you wore the key to break the chains and set us free. If I had one more stage, one more breath, I'd stop your fall, rewrite your death. But I was too late, caught in the sound. While you're sober, underground. Now, every lyric I spit is stained with a name I couldn't save from pain. You carried him inside, 비간이 안에 still try to shine. What kind of girl chooses death to make things right?
We called you a monster, but you are a shield. And now we sing for what we failed to feel. Was fate would be a promise. Don't let me be the last light that dances with your flame. If I can turn back time, I never let you take the blame. On every stage we climb, the reason stars still rise. You're the reason we survived. Let me be the last light that dances with your flame. If I could turn back time, I never let you take the blame. But your name will be a promise on every onizuka, on every stage we climb. You're the reason stars to rise. You're right, you're the reason we survived. Let me be your last light. Let me be your